So fashion's biggest event, the Met Gala, is in just a few days, and I for one am very excited. So to get us all in the Met Gala spirit, I thought it'd be really fun if we took a look at the Met Gala's history and discuss some of the best looks from the 90s, early 2000s, all the way up until last year, and see who was the best dressed at the Met Gala the year you were born. Starting off with the year 1990, when the supermodel Naomi Campbell attended her very first Met Gala, and was deemed by many, including Vogue magazine, to be the best dressed of the evening. The theme of the Met this year was Theatre de la Mode. I sounded so Aussie. Okay, I'm gonna try it with a French accent. Theatre de la Mode. That was horrific, I'm so sorry. Fashion dolls, the survival of haute couture. And Naomi Campbell wore a colourful Versace dress. When looking back at her Met Gala looks in a recent interview, Naomi Campbell said that in the 90s it was all about dressing up and wearing fun accessories, and that this outfit is a direct example of that. Unfortunately, if you were born in 1991, you are out of luck, as the Costume Institute didn't hold an exhibit this year, and as such, the Met Gala did not happen. However, in 1993, the Met Gala's theme was Fashion and History, a Dialogue. And the iconic American fashion model, Christy Turlington, who if you aren't familiar with, I'm sure you will be by these photos. And Christy Turlington is known for her iconic looks both on and off the runway, so it just makes sense that at her first ever Met Gala, she was deemed to be the best dressed of the evening. The theme of the 1993 Met Gala, I'm gonna butcher this name, I'm so sorry, but it was Diana Vreeland, a moderate style, as the gala paid homage to Diana Vreeland, as she was a consultant for the Costume Institute for over 10 years. And it was actually Donatella Versace who absolutely nailed this brief and wore a beautiful dress designed by her brother Gianni Versace. This belt-buckled bondage dress was from Gianni's fall/winter Miss S&M collection, and this look went down as one of the most provocative looks of the 90s, and has since been worn by so many famous people, including Naomi Campbell and Kim Kardashian, and is considered by many to be one of the most iconic Met Gala looks of all time. A Versace gown was once again considered to be the best dress at the Met Gala in 1994. This time it was worn by Veronica Webb for the Met Gala theme of Orientalism, vision of the East in a Western dress. If you were born in 1995, this is the year that the Met Gala had a very simple theme, and a gorgeous woman in a Versace gown was once again considered to be best dressed for the third year in a row. This time it was Naomi Campbell. She wore this stunning silver dress that in a recent interview she described as being something of a fairy tale. If you were born in 1996, in my opinion, you have won, because the best dress at the Met Gala the year you were born was Princess Diana. Before making this video, I didn't even know that Princess Diana attended a Met Gala, let alone was considered to be one of the most iconic Met Gala outfits of all time. The theme this year was Christian Dior, pay homage to Christian Dior as he had passed away recently, and Princess Diana showed up recently divorced in a navy John Galliano for Dior dress with matching jewels and of course a Lady Dior bag. I mean, she can't not wear the Lady Dior when the bag was literally named after her. Now, Princess Diana attending the Met Gala was groundbreaking, and it really was not long after her divorce, and it was showcasing that she is enjoying this new phase of her life free of the Kensington Palace. And it makes sense that out of all the Met Galas, this was the one that she attended, as honestly there is no Christian Dior without Princess Diana. In 1997, the theme of the year was Gianni Versace, to honor the late designer Gianni Versace. Therefore, it only makes sense that someone that was wearing Versace was considered to be best dressed of the year, and this time it was Elizabeth Hurley. Now, if you were born in 1998, the theme of the Met Gala the year you were born was Cubism and fashion, highlighting the effect that the Cubism art period had on fashion, and guests wore iconic outfits inspired by the artists like Pablo Picasso and others from the era. However, according to Vogue, the best dress of the evening was Claudia Schiffer, as the German model and actress wore a silk pink dress and a green shawl. If, like me, you were born in the year 1999, the Met Gala theme the year you were born was rock style, and the best dress this year was J-Lo, which kind of kills me a little because I really don't like J-Lo, so it kind of sucks that she was best dressed the year I was born. But anyway, I do have to admit that she looked really stunning in her brown dress and her gorgeous brown fur. Unfortunately, if you were born in the year 2000, you also did not have a Met Gala the year you were born, as the gala was cancelled due to Chanel actually cancelling an exhibit. In 2001, the Met Gala had a really cool theme, as it was Jacqueline Kennedy. The Met Gala's theme explored the First Lady approach to fashion and how her style defined her time in the White House. The best dress of the evening was Stephanie Seymour in her Elia gown. However, Hillary Clinton, of all people, was also there that evening, and she actually got an honorable mention in Vogue for her Oscar de la Renta gown. And I must admit, I never thought that I would see like Hillary Clinton at the Met Gala, but she really did turn up and show out, and I can appreciate that. Unfortunately, in 2002, the Met Gala was once again cancelled due to the tragic events of 9/11. However, the Met Gala came back in 2003 stronger than ever, with the gorgeous theme of Goddess a classical mode. However, at this point in time, most of the guests still really weren't paying attention to the theme, and we really don't see anyone pay attention to the theme until 2015. So we got a while to go. Some honorable mentions of the evening were Carmen Kraus in Gucci, David Bowie and Iman in Calvin Klein, or Nicole Kidman in Tom Ford. Again, none of them were really on theme though. But it was once again a celebrity that was attending their first ever Met Gala that walked away with best dress, and that was Victoria Beckham. I am a Victoria Beckham stan, and I was so happy to read that she was best dressed this year, as she wore this beautiful Dolce & Gabbana mini dress. I would argue that it's still not really on theme, but no one seemed to go on theme back then. If you were born in 2004, the Met Gala themed the year you were born, Dangerous Liaisons, fashion and furniture in the 18th century. The idea of this theme was to explore not only the art of fashion, but the the art of furniture. Now, Scarlett Johansson and Calvin Klein would have won Best Dress this year if an iconic actress and model hadn't shown up and absolutely nailed this theme. Amber Valletta wore a Maggie Morris couture corset, God, try and say that 5 times fast, and a John Galliano skirt. And this was a very pivotal moment for the Met Gala, as this was one of the first times that we saw a really obscure, a really on-theme outfit that was taking a lot of creative risks on the Met Gala carpet, which really changed up the Met Gala and set the tone for future attendees. And this can be seen the following year, when Carolina Kukurova wore a stunning Victor and Rolf gown with the words "I love you" written in red right across the front. Now, the theme of the Met Gala this year was just House of Chanel, honoring the iconic brand Chanel, and this dress was actually just like a direct love letter to Chanel. It was just Carolina and the designer Victor and Rolf telling Chanel just how much they loved them. And fun fact, this is actually the first time that the Met Gala was held on the first Monday of May. Prior to this, the Met Gala had always been in late April. In 2006, the theme was Anglomania, tradition and transgression with British fashion, paying homage to British punk icons and the fashion designs of Vivienne Westwood, who is known for popularizing the punk aesthetic in fashion. Unfortunately though, again, most of the guests did not dress on theme and just wore ordinary, stunning, but ordinary gowns. However, it was British designer Alexander McQueen who absolutely nailed this brief when he dressed not only himself but Sarah Jessica Parker in these beautiful matching tartan outfits that were of course by his own brand, Alexander McQueen. And these two were dubbed Best Dressed of the Evening. The following year, the theme of the Met was Poiret, a King of Fashion, which was acknowledging the legendary fashion designer Paul Poiret, and it was actually Cameron Diaz who wore a pink Christian Dior dress that was crowned the Best Dressed of the Evening. I must admit, this outfit is definitely giving 2007. Some of these outfits are timeless and others like this one really show the time period. Now, I know most people watching were actually not born in the following year, so I'm gonna stop saying like, oh, if you were born in this year, this is what the theme was. However, I personally find it interesting just to take a look back at what was worn in like the yesteryears of the Met Gala, so I'm gonna continue all the way up to 2020. So in 2008, the theme was superheroes, fashion and fantasy, and Gisele Bunchen in her cutout Versace gown was Best Dressed, which honestly was no competition as she looked absolutely stunning. Not really on theme, but it still was pretty rare for anyone to show up on theme at this point. The model as the muse embodying fashion was the theme of 2009, and as I'm sure you can guess, this evening was all about honoring the fashion models of the industry. So naturally, an international supermodel was crowned Best Dressed, and this was Kate Moss in a short gold one-sleeved Marc Jacobs dress. Need a water break. I get thirsty doing these videos. The theme for 2010 was American woman fashioning a national identity, so as I'm sure you can expect, the main colors of the evening were red, white, and blue. However, it was Gwen Stefani in her gold and mesh dress that Vogue said was Best Dressed of the evening. 2011's theme was Alexander McQueen's Savage Beauty to honor the passing of Lee Alexander McQueen. Of course, lots of guests wore Alexander McQueen. However, Best Dress actually went to Beyonce, who wore an Emilio Pucci gown, and although this was her first time being crowned Best Dressed at the Met Gala, it would not be the last. In 2012, Florence Welch was Best Dressed in Alexander McQueen, as the theme this year was Schiaparelli and Prada Impossible Conversations. And it was all about maximalism, which is definitely reflected in Florence's outfit. Punk Chaos to Couture was the theme of 2013, and some honorable mentions of the evening were Ashley Olsen in Dior, Kim Kardashian in Givenchy, and this was actually her first Met Gala that she ever attended, and she was there as Kanye West's date. However, it was Miley Cyrus that was considered Best Dressed this evening, as she wore a long-sleeved Marc Jacobs slip with her hair all spiky, and this was when Miley Cyrus was in her bangers era, so honestly, the theme of Punk Chaos to Couture was made for her, so I'd expect nothing less than for Miley to walk away with Best Dressed. For 2014, the theme was Charles James Beyond Fashion, honoring the designer who was well known for all of his ball gowns. As such, the carpet featured many ball gowns, but the best dress of the evening was actually a couple, and it was David and Victoria Beckham. The pair are known for their matching outfits, and this Met Gala was no exception as they were both wearing white. However, David Beckham was wearing Ralph Lauren, whilst Victoria Beckham was wearing one of her own designs from her brand Victoria Beckham. So far, we've seen a couple of guests here and there really pay attention to the Met Gala theme, but overall, the theme has largely gone ignored, and most guests have opted to just wear a nice ball gown or a really pretty evening dress. Basically, just normal stuff that you would see on the red carpet. This was until 2015 when the theme was China Through a Looking Glass, which was about celebrating China's influence on Western fashion, and this saw some of the most show-stopping looks of the Met Gala so far. There was Beyonce in a sheer gown by Givenchy, Solange in Gars Decon, and Lady Gaga in Alexander Wang. However, the best dress of the evening had to go to Rihanna, who was wearing a Go Pay gown. This gown weighed 25 kilos and had a 16-foot train, or if you're Australian like me, a 4.8-meter train. And it featured over 50,000 hours worth of hand embroidery that took over 2 years to make, which is absolutely iconic and deserves to be best dressed at the Met Gala. And this look is actually considered to be one of the best dressed of the Met of all time. From 2015, Met Galas were never the same, and they changed for the better, with the outfits being so so much more outlandish, and the guests finally following the theme. In 2016, the theme was Manus Ex Machina, fashion in an age of technology, which had many stars competing for best dress. Some honorable mentions were Zayn and Gigi Hadid in Tommy Hilfiger and Blake Lively in Burberry. However, the best dress of the evening was Beyonce in her latex Givenchy gown. In 2017, the theme was Rei Kawakubo x Comme des Garçons, Art of the In-Between, which was one of the few Met Galas that honored a living designer. Rei Kawakubo, a designer for Comme des Garçons. Some of the best dresses this evening were Rihanna in Comme des Garçons and Kylie Jenner in Versace, whilst unfortunately some of the worst dress were Kendall Jenner in La Perla and Bella Hadid in Alexander Wang, as unfortunately the pair were made into multiple memes. However, the best dress of the evening was Zendaya in her stunning Dolce & Gabbana gown. I personally don't think this is really on theme, and a lot of articles also agree. However, Vogue has said that she was one of the best dressed of the evening. 2018's theme was my personal favorite, and it was Heavenly Bodies, fashion and the Catholic imagination. One of the reasons this was my favorite Met Gala was because my queen Ariana Grande was in attendance, and she was wearing Vera Wang. And Ari is rumored to be appearing at the 2024 Met Gala, and I honestly am so excited. But Ariana Grande ramble aside, the intent of the theme this year was to explore how how do you say that word? Catholicism? That's not it. Catholicism? I'm unable to remember how to say this word, but it was to explore how this influenced fashion during the decade. So Kim Kardashian in Versace was an honorable mention, as was Zendaya in Jean Paul Gaultier, as Zendaya had actually dressed up as Joan of Arc, which I thought was absolutely iconic and so on theme. However, the best dress of the evening I cannot argue with, as it was Rihanna. Rihanna was dressed as the Pope in a Maison Margiela designed by John Galliano. In 2019, the theme was Camp Notes on Fashion, and funnily enough, the Costume Institute actually had to issue a statement saying that this has nothing to do with camping and is instead a celebration of the aesthetic style known as camp, which is all about having outlandish taste or ironic value. This was the year that Katy Perry showed up as a literal chandelier for Moschino, which iconic, so on theme, obsessed. Jared Leto wore Gucci and his accessory was his own head. So there was stiff competition for best dress. However, it was Lady Gaga who wore a total of 4 Brandon Maxwell looks. Lady Gaga's 16-minute entrance began in a pot pink ball gown, complete with a long train and a bow on her head. Once the cape was removed, it revealed Lady Gaga's second look, an all-black ensemble complete with a black umbrella. Up next was another hot pink gown, but this one was a lot sleeker and was complete with a phone handbag. And the final look was sparkly undies, bra, boots, and some fishnet stockings as she pulled a hot pink wagon full of rosé and pink cowboy hat. This was the first time that we witnessed an outfit change on the red carpet, much less 4 outfit changes, but it's Lady Gaga and the theme was camp, so I think it was absolutely perfect. Unfortunately, in 2020, there was no Met Gala due to COVID, but in 2021, the Costume Institute paid homage to its home country, America, with the theme America, a Lexicon of Fashion, which was all about celebrating American designers and exploring what it means to be American. Some honorable mentions were Iman in Harris Reed, Kim Kardashian in her all-black Balenciaga outfit where her sister Kendall literally did not recognize her. I mean, it's iconic. It's weird, but it's iconic. But it was actually another Kardashian who really nailed the theme and looked absolutely gorgeous and was then named the best dress of the evening, and that was Kendall Jenner. Kendall wore a gorgeous crystal Givenchy gown that she not only looked beautiful in, but the dress was also on theme, as it was actually inspired by the iconic Audrey Hepburn film, My Fair Lady, which Kendall Jenner herself actually confirmed by posting this photo of Audrey Hepburn on set on her Instagram story. The 2022 Met Gala was actually a part 2 to the American theme. This time it was America, an anthology of fashion, focusing on exploring the more historic side of American fashion. This was the year that Kendall Jenner wore Prada and no eyebrows, and Kim Kardashian caused an obscene amount of controversy by wearing Marilyn Monroe's one-of-a-kind dress and potentially ruining it. Although Kim Kardashian was by far the most talked about celebrity at the Met Gala due to this controversy, and look, I think she looked stunning and she was definitely on theme. However, she was not crowned as best dressed of the evening. Sometimes I wonder with these if it's like a bit of a PR move with Vogue to just be like, oh no, it's actually not Kim K. Instead, we're going to say that it's Blake Lively. Don't get me wrong, Blake Lively, absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous, very well deserved a best dress, but I don't know, I wonder if things would have been different if there was no controversy. So Blake Lively wore a Versace gown that at the beginning of the carpet was this beautiful rose gold color. Now her entire outfit was an homage to New York, and the rose gold gown was actually inspired by Manhattan's architecture and paid homage to the Empire State Building. As she began to climb the stairs, the bow on the back of the dress was undone to reveal a gorgeous blue train, which was inspired by the constellation decor at Grand Central. And she was even wearing a 7-tiered crown as a nod to the Statue of Liberty, because the Statue of Liberty's crown has 7 points. I mean, this was so incredibly symbolic and so on theme. I 100% see why she was crowned best dress of the evening. And finally, last year, 2023, the theme of the Met Gala was Karl Lagerfeld, a line of beauty, honoring the late Karl Lagerfeld. Karl worked as a creative director for Chanel and Fendi, designed for Chloe, and began his career at Pierre Balmain. As such, the carpet was flooded with these brands. Some people nailed the theme, like Rihanna in Valentino and Jenna Ortega in Chanel, whilst others made creative choices that didn't necessarily land, like Jared Leto when he came dressed up as Karl Lagerfeld's cat Choupette. I mean, I see the vision, but I just don't think it was executed well. But by the way, that cat was apparently left 1.3 million pounds, and this is why we need to eat the rich, because why does a cat have more money than a lot of us combined? But I digress, because overall it was actually agreed that a Versace gown was the best dress of the evening, and it was worn by Anne Hathaway, and I have to agree, this look was absolutely iconic. Anne Hathaway looked stunning, and it really channeled the Karl Lagerfeld vibe and looked like a Chanel dress, but ironically, Versace. Now, with the 2024 Met Gala only being a couple of days away, let's discuss the theme. The theme is a garden of time, inspired by the 1962 short story written by G. Gay Bella, which explores the concept of preservation whilst using flowers as a symbol of beauty, youth, and innocence. As such, we can expect to see looks that reflect either the beauty of the natural world, history, or design, along with lots of floral motifs, large adornments, and just like a lot of flowers overall. And I, for one, am very excited to see what everyone wears to the Met this year. It is literally fashion's biggest night/day of the year, and I am so excited. So you have to let me know down below which of these best dress was your favorite. Mine personally has to go to Rihanna in 2015. This outfit was just so iconic and really changed the way that the Met continued, as everyone was then more willing to take risks. I would much rather see Jared Leto show up looking like a cat than just see another 20 people in boring ball gowns. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel because I upload new videos every single week, sometimes twice a week. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, and Facebook. I am absolutely everywhere and will be posting a lot about the Met as I am so excited. I love you guys so much, my babies, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Mwah!